Hello guys, this is another edition of Tech Thursday on AfriTech channel. Today we are going to talk about how to use the firmware password utility to lock your Apple machine or any of the Apple gadgets you have. For more protection on your Apple machine, you can set up a firmware password to prevent users who don't have the password from starting up your machine from any other disk. It also prevents you from some setup key combinations. Before we start, you can get this firmware password to download from Apple website or anywhere from Google or anywhere you can find it to download. It's very important. You need to get this download first before you can start this, because we are not going to do this through the command prompt. Now we already have our download here, so we are going to start. To those people who are using the new Mac OS, Catalina or Mojave, okay, you see some security options that tells you to delete this program, but be very careful you don't delete that. So look at the steps we are going to go through. Whenever you see anything like delete or move to trash, just take it easy and then watch and see what we are going to do next. So you can click on your settings, and then from there you can click on the main dashboard of the settings. From there you can check the security and privacy. That is where it always prevents you from installing some applications that the OS does not allow. So in this case, all you do is you cancel this one first, and then the security option will tell you to open it anyway. Okay, so anytime you see this, just open it anyway. Again, it will give you another move to trash, open and cancel. So you click on open to go to the next step. Now here we go. Our firmware is opened. Our firmware password is open. So just follow the instructions on the screen to continue from here. When you press the enter password, you are going to type in your system password, which is your user password you have on your machine. So we have one user here. We're going to put in our password, and then we click on OK to proceed. Now the password protection is set to off, so you need to turn it on. So you click on the turn on firmware password, and then here you are going to put in your password. So be very careful. Any password that you put, you have to remember the password that you are putting in here, because from this point you have set your firmware password, which is going to avoid you from booting up from any bootable device. So remember whatever you put in here. Now it is very important also to keep this password somewhere safely, so that in time that you forgot, you can go back for it, because as I said, it's going to prevent you from some key combinations, and some bootable devices may not be able to boot from your system any longer unless you put in the correct password to proceed from there. Putting in a new simple password that it can be easy for us to remember, but on your case you can put in any other password that you want. Okay, now you click on set password. Since you have put in your password, you click on set password, and now mind you have set up your firmware password. So then it said quit the firmware password utility. So the moment you click on it, it's going to quit, and after that your password protection is enabled. So if you restart your machine and you try to put in any key combinations to go to the other side, you have to put in your password first, or to boot from any bootable devices, or it will ask for the password. So be very careful whatever you have put in there. If you are not sure, please don't restart your machine. From this point, you can reset the firmware password before anything bad happens to your machine. So now we restart the machine from this point. We try to press any key combination, and then here we goes. This is the password protection, trying to prevent us to go to the next step level. Okay, now after you put in the correct password, it allows you to go to the next screen. Whether you boot from your Mac drive or you have any bootable device, you can boot from that bootable device from this point. We try to press any key combination, and then here we goes. This is the password protection, trying to prevent us to go to the next step